Hey guys, it's me Shane. I'm here to give you another Digimon Adventure 2020 episode of review and recap. This is a very good episode. I enjoyed it, so we're just gonna get right on into it. It's episode 35, the glowing Angewomon. Man, I wonder what's gonna happen this time. So, if you remember last time on the trip to get to Faga, they ran into some sea issues and were sent to an underwater city that was run by Marineangemon. They helped defeat the Scorpiomon and other Digimon that were attacking them as the undersea Digimon, decided to move someplace else. They helped our our gang, Taichi and the rest, get to the current that they were trying to get to. We are now zoomed in on both Agumon and Piyomon outside of Kondomomon, just speaking normally, which is just completely weird. You know what else is completely weird? Me forgetting. Please, subscribe. Anyway, uh, Taichi and Sora both, you know, talking to them and communicating with them with their Digivices. And they're happy to be able to speak underwater. Piyomon's expressing worry about when the next attack's going to be, and Agumon, of course, is laid back, saying everything's going to be all right. And we get Patamon to give us that exposition of saying Marineangemon bestowed this ability upon them before they left. Something that not just the Digimon can do, but all of them can do. We gave it to every last one of them. So Takaru agreed that himself and Patamon would take the next watch. Meanwhile, Tailmon is just explaining, they got to get through the undersea cave and then go above. And apparently the way they're going has been the way that many of the Digimon had came to attack Marineangemon City. Tailmon is thinking to herself, saying, I hope everything's all right. I'm sensing something going on. And we get Hikari. It's like Hikari is sensing her sensing because she's silent, but Hikari's like, and she's telling her she's all right. Well, we get Kondomomon barking, and Agumon and Piyomon say they see something ahead. And what they see ahead is the Chikurimon, those little mine Digimon that they all had come across before, I believe, when they were fighting the Troopmon. Well, everyone comes out. They're all able to do their attacks underwater. It's really funny to see Baby Flame, a fire attack, just come out in the middle of the water. But it's Digimon. I mean, Season 3, the children could actually just breathe on the water just because it's all digital. They took the approach of, it's digital, so if you believe you can't breathe, you can't breathe. But if you think to yourself you can, you can. I prefer this approach where it's actual water, but they have a mega level Digimon bestow this gift upon them. I digress. They all are trying to get rid of these Chikurimon because they decide to bombard Kondomomon. And at that very moment, another familiar Digimon appears behind them, Inibidramon, the giant lobster Digimon that was actually eaten by Seadramon. So this is obviously a totally different one. And at that moment, we get Taichi giving Agumon the go to Digivolve the Greymon. Patamon and Takaru are going to do it. And when Piyomon's like, Sora, we should do it. Sora's like, no. We need to watch out. Tai, you should watch out because the Chikurimon are just ramming into each other in clumps of threes, exploding around Greymon. They're going to use the Digimon's evolution forms that are much bigger, and they're going to use their size as a way of just clumping up and hitting them much easier. Well, as a group of them try to come towards Hikari, Tailmon, of course, comes around and protects her. If you guys didn't know, Tailmon's the Japanese name for Gatomon, so I might be interchanging. Comes and protects Hikari. She gets very upset because Tailmon is the motherly Digimon is very overprotective of Hikari. Their bond is still kind of strange to me, but hey, she's there for the kid. And she ends up spinning in a circle, making some type of whirlpool under the water, having the Chikurimon all explode against one another. But she uses that to jump in the center and go straight for a Beedramon. Hikari powers her up. She goes for a Neko Punch, which makes that green static come around the Beedramon, but then Dark Lightning comes between them. It's about time for evolution. And Tailmon is kind of frozen there because she sees Skull Knightmon when they start talking about evolution. Well, I actually have the picture right here. This is uh, Gusokumon, a very new, obviously is the intended evolutionary form of Ibidramon because it has the red on it. On the back, it has these vents that shoot little fish missiles, and this thing swipes at Tailmon. Taichi catches her. She's so tiny, it's adorable. She's actually the size of a little cat. And we get Greymon turned into Metal Greymon, and that fight was actually pretty interesting. No matter how short it was, because they both have hard claws with the Trident arm and with his regular arm, and they're battling back and forth. The first clash they had was Missile versus Missile, whatever the name attack that is, versus Giga Destroyer, and they're having a good go about with Metal Greymon starting to get the upper hand and does the Giga Storm in order to completely not only get that red static, the green static, but then the red static that shows the deletion of the Digimon. And again, to note how huge these ultimate level Digimon are, they were bumping heads. Metal Greymon and Gosukomon. Very. It was a good fight. It was very well drawn. It didn't feel like they were skipping out on anything, honestly. Uh, so we go back to the real world where there's, I guess, a mission control stating that the Houston and Moscow satellites are starting to fall. The ISS, International Space Station, is going to fall soon. And Koshiro, he's trying to figure it out. Kabuterimon saying, but what we're going to do, he's typing it out, and he has an idea. We go back to where now Takaru and Patamon are taking the next watch, and Tailmon is just recalling Skull Knightmon and Dark Knightmon. While the others are kind of planning on what they're doing, Hikari comes behind her to talk to her, and Tailmon is afraid to evolve because she remembers after sacrificing herself to end Millenniummon. She started as an egg, but then as all Digimon do when they rebirth, her egg became corrupted, and she remembers being Skull Knightmon. She remembers being Dark Knightmon. While they were just a shell over her true self, she was actually them. And she's afraid that those dark emotions are still deep inside of her, and that she's gonna, turn out to do something bad and turn out to be evil. She's just afraid of becoming that once more. She's afraid of that destructive force. And sorry, I have my notes right here. And suddenly, they make their way out of the undersea cave, and the others come out to tell them this. But what I like the most is that when people are having conversations with their Digimon partners, a lot of times everyone just they come and say something, but then they stop to give them the space in the room to speak and to just have their emotions. I actually really do appreciate that. These chosen ones in this reboot are actually much more mature in a way, if you want to call it that. But as they make their way out, all of a sudden these black tendrils come around, wrap around Gatomon, and pull it back underneath the deep blue sea. Uh, as they're being pulled down, apparently everyone's been separated. You have Pegasmon and Takaru. They're with Kodomomon, and we have Sora and Bergermon. Taichi had caught Tailmon, so now Taichi and Greymon had caught Tailmon. So in between all this, they had time to digivolve or evolve. So the main plan is to find Hikari. They're cutting these tendrils down, and they say, "Go." Sora says, "Go find Hikari." Well, they certainly do find her. She is in the clutches of a Digimon who I have been talking about probably since when Devimon had emissaries, and this Digimon is Marineangemon. This is the original art from Ken Watanabe. I will show you the art of what he most closely resembles in anime. He mostly looks like this. It's a much more darker tone, not just the blue. It looks more like a navy blue when you're looking at it on the anime show. Of course, this guy's huge, and when I say Marine Devimon, literally, it's a Marine Devimon. It's biography background file says that it fights dirty, and even other Devimon don't even want to deal with this thing. So Hikari is of course wrapped up by these dark tendrils. Tailmon, you know, destroys them, backs them away, but some of the tendrils wrap around her, and she gets that dark, that dark spots on her, just like when Taichi and uh, Metal Greymon were fighting Devimon with Yamato and Wergarurumon. They're getting that black. She's getting that black miasma on her, and she keeps getting it on her. They free Hikari, but Greymon and Tailmon are trying to finish this fight, and then Tailmon stops. She gets the red eye. She's getting taken over by this, and she tells Greymon, "You will not interfere." She gets a Dark Knightmon silhouette aura around her. Smacks down Greymon, is getting ready to stab him with the silhouette javelin, and Hikari, Hikari and oops, done with that. Hikari and Taichi, they come in to block the attack, and she says, "No, Tailmon." She takes her hand or paw and tells her, "Hey, anytime you're feeling scared, just call on me. I'm gonna be there for you. We're gonna get through everything together. It's gonna be all right. So just call on me, no matter what." And of course, she gets her blue eyes back. She gets her blue eyes back the moment Hikari tells her no, and she says, "You know what? I'm not gonna run away. I'm not gonna be afraid anymore. We're gonna fight together, and we're gonna do this." And this fear of evolving came from the fact she knew she needed to evolve earlier. But now she's no longer afraid, and that one thing I really do like is that ring around her tail has more importance in this show. They tried to make it important in the Digimon Adventure Season 2, Part 2, where it's like, oh, this helps her evolve. It's more than that. This thing helps her find Hikari, helps her sense evil, it helps protect others. And it is part of the catalyst for her turning into one of my favorite Digimon, Angewomon. I'm not sure if this is an official picture. I think this might be from a video game, but yes, Angewomon, the ultimate level form of Tailmon. And quite easily, she even used her ability to pull Hikari beside her. She used Heaven's Charm, breaking the tendrils, and just one shot of her holy arrow not only pierces Marine Devimon straight to his chest, it breaks the dark crystal, because apparently this Marine Devimon is the source of everything that was attacking the undersea Digimon that had moved down there as an emissary of Millenniumon, and his shard just completely shatters. Uh, they're ready to fight. They're going to stick together. They make it back up to the top. And at that point, when they get there, we get Koshiro saying, "Hey, I need your help with something. I got a way to stop the ISS from falling." And that is our episode. Our encyclopedia, of course, is Angewomon. Uh, she's a goddess that shows no mercy to evil. And one of the things that was a checkpoint for Koshiro was saying people that generally act like angels are really scary when they're angry. I can attest to that. Usually, nice people, when they're upset, they seem really scary when they're mad. And the next encyclopedia is going to be one of my favorites. It's going to be Blitz Greymon. If you don't know who Blitz Greymon is, I promise you I will show you his picture next week when we actually get the encyclopedia for him. Actually, for my birthday week, I end up working hard to get Blitz Greymon and Crescarumon so I can get Omegamon Artier on this little digital pad. You might be able to find these at Target for $5. I spent a little bit more than this at GameStop. That's when they had a limited run. But you can find these, if you're lucky, at Target for $5. Maybe $10. $10, $5 or $10 is worth it though. Next episode, we're gonna get some type of gamble where Taichi's helping Koshiro and they're trying to get up there. I don't know if they're taking the digital airways, but they're gonna be fighting some gold Digimon that I look forward to finding out its name next week. So, I would say all around this episode, like an episode of Digimon Adventure 2020, an average episode is a 4 for normal anime standards. I'll give this a 4 just because we got more character development, character growth from Tailmon. One of the things that's still kind of weird to me is just the connection her and Hikari has. Maybe it's because of her overly motherly ways, but I'm kind of okay with that. I understood the way they did it with Takaru, with Patamon and Angewomon, where I freed you, You saved us. They caught you again, so I'm coming to save you. Like that struggle to go save this thing that you don't even know that you have a bond with it, but you know that you need to save it. This one here was kind of like, I've always heard you for forever. Okay, fine. I'll buy into it. I'm hoping somewhere down the line they get another Digimon, another former Holy Digimon that can explain these bonds that not just Hikari and Tailmon have, but Patamon and Takaru have. Um, I'm really excited because if Blitz Greymon is a thing, I'm going to be very excited the fact that their Digimon can have split form, not just a mode, a different mode change like Alterius mode and Sagittarius mode. The fact is like, oh, you thought War Greymon was my only trick? No, I can go into Blitz Greymon, which makes sense. In the Digimon Cyber Sleuth video games, you can de-evolve your Digimon to their prior form, retrain it up with some of the stats from before still sticking to turn into something new. So you technically have the same being, it just becomes something different. And if that's the case in here, which makes total sense to me, mm, one thing I will say, I kind of like how Digimon Frontier did, which is, I guess, what Americans would call Season 4, where the chosen ones became the Digimon. I like their approach to darkness in there, where the power of darkness isn't necessarily evil. If you know anything about Taoism or balance, there's always everyone has a light and a dark side, a warm and cool, a soft and hard side. And the way they did that in Frontiers, hey, the power of darkness, spirit of darkness, is not a bad thing, but someone can corrupt it. There's a difference between darkness and malice, darkness and evil, darkness and sadistic intent to harm. So I do hope that somewhere down the line they meet a dark or virus-like Digimon that they befriend. Not just the ones that are in their party, but something like I'll go ahead and say something like a Lady Devimon, because Lady Devimon and Angewomon both have a uh, Jogress / DNA form, which is one again. Those are two of my favorite Digimon that turn into an even amazing favorite Digimon of mine, Mastemon. So I hope they end up finding another Digimon that seems evil, but it's not. It's not evil. It just has the power of darkness, which is totally different. If you play Kingdom Hearts, you know what I'm saying. So, guys, like I said, I guess episode 4 because I do appreciate the whole callback to Tailmon having some type of uh, trauma as her time as a force of darkness. Uh, I do appreciate the fact that they didn't even give us any time to be like, well, wait, how are you breathing underwater? Which is the first thing I said, and they quickly explained it. The show stays on its toes, and they still haven't forgotten, hey, we know about the space station thing. I have a feeling that they're going to be facing something else before they face Millenniumon. If they face Millenniumon, they're probably going to end up having to face its final form in Moon Millenniumon. I hope this isn't a 55 episode series. I hope this, if it takes a break, I hope they keep going in the future. I'm also predicting that Nefertimon is probably going to show up once they fight this in between thing, the armor form of Tailmon. Because if we don't have Angewomon, we're probably not going to have Angewomon much longer. Just a theory. So, guys, thank you for showing up. Please let me know what you think of the episode. What do you think of my theories that we're going to get, more split evolutions, which is completely fine with me. Actually, Blitz Greymon is a virus type Digimon. And he's the color red. He's pretty cool. Anyhow, again, thank you for showing up. Please remember to comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified of more videos like this. We do Digimon videos every Sunday, guys. Come on, where you been? You know what? Share this video so other people can see the great reviews we're getting here. I promise you, I give you as much detail and as much of my opinion as I possibly can, and I will give you a reason behind my opinion. So as always, guys, please be good, be blessed, wash them hands, wear a mask, practice social distancing, be good to yourself as well as others. Black Lives Matter, happy Black History Month, and I will definitely see you next time. I'm overwhelmingly excited with the prospect of seeing personal favorites show up.